I have all these conspiracy theories going through my head right now. Why am I over here? I'm over here looking artsy because it's my artsy self. I'm over here and I'm dabbling and furthering some ideas and concepts for sound wave cities. Today, I'm supposed to be working on the event decks, the sponsorship decks for the Lux Listenings Linger event that we have planned for June 30th. I cannot just jump into those projects as a creative person. I have to activate my mind differently. We should have the conversation about, we have several conversations we could have in this session. One of the conversations has to be about the idea of African Americans being artists by nature, which most of us are creative. We've created tons of things to help society. I was reading about Uncle Nearest and him teaching dude back in the day how to about distilling and creating whiskey, which ended up being Jack Daniels. We could have the conversation about my grandmother whose birthday is today, and how many things she did for her family. uh, 10 kids, one husband. My grandmother did everything. She painted, she crocheted, she sewed, she made quilts, blankets, she um, made soap, she made wine, she created clothing for dolls, she collected all these creative things. I'm her first artist grandbaby. The thing that she made a lot of things, but she was a housewife. She didn't have to work for a living. um I guess I'm probably the first entrepreneur grandbaby as well, in the manner that I've been able to use my arts to create opportunities for myself. Of course, DJing, in addition to natural hair, which, see, like, there are a bunch of things you don't know. I've loved locks my entire life. I used to have locks. Huge supporter and follower of the iconic Bob Marley. And I've locked many people's hair in the city of Chicago. And I'm back and I'm continuing that process slowly but surely. Maintained one client entirely over the pandemic and all the things, and he is one of my absolute favorites. But the idea of the fact that we are creatives by nature, not necessarily so keen on the numbers and the financial aspects of doing business as a creative, is hugely important. I pride myself in the fact that I've created websites, that I'm social media management at least literate, especially based on the fact that there's a age differentiation between some of us. I have tons of colleagues and associates who are like, I don't know anything about technology, and I'm like, it's the school of YouTube, honey. But that's another conversation. So I have to get free and get loose in order to be able to prepare myself to do this other work that I have to do. I'm grateful that my schedule is such that I can stand here and what somebody might call doodling, what I call getting loose and satiating my desire to be creative before having to turn in to do some work. And this is different because this is craft paper, but it's just my ideation. This is, like, instead of going and pulling canvas, I'm working through some concepts. I love these colors: the teal, the cadmium yellow. I call this baby boo boo brown, but it's a darker yellow. and a smidge of, somebody might call that magenta or fuchsia. And of course, one of my favorite markers ever, the Pilot Supercolor marker, is perfect for everything and an array of sizes and colors and things of that nature. I'm trying to be neater on this board because my last board was buck wild. Um, but yeah, I'm just trying to flow and get myself together for this sponsorship deck. I love to write, not this writing. I love doing that too. I love writing creatively. I'm challenged because last year I wrote a business plan. It's not finished. Last year I started my DJ mentee mentor course. That's finished. Um, I'm frustrated based on the fact of the lack of connectivity, and I'm a business mind. I need to be surrounded by people who I can hand off my projects and my products to and trust them to go and bring me the information that I need for completion. That has a huge amount of weight on it as it pertains to the fact that it's hard to trust people. Whole different story. Anyway, so I'm just doodling and just trying to get loose. This is ideation for me. This is like taking notes. This is where I'm working through some possibilities for painting. These could be art pieces. I don't know. I know that I have to conserve canvas, and I also know that I have to doodle, and however the doodling has to happen in order for me to get loose enough to tackle the other things that I have to do in this day. I got to do it. Um, so I'm giving honor and praises to my grandmother for protecting me as an artist child. I'm hoping that she is having whiskey sours with my great grandmother somewhere with some hats on, listening to the Spinners and Ray Charles and all those folk that they used to play when I was a youngin' in the backyard on Constance. Um, but this process of social media marketing and all that it entails and building websites and stuff, I'm good at it. I'm grateful that I'm good at it. I'm grateful that I'm technically sound. I'm frustrated because you see the numbers. You used to be able to roll up on Instagram and post one pic and you could get, some people get that. I'm not getting that because I'm not in a region that's super popular. I'm not getting that because I don't hang out with a bunch of popular people by all standards. I'm a nerd. And at one point when we came into technology and all these things, the nerd, the music nerd, the art nerd, the technological nerd was the go-to and the guy. And it's not that way now. Like a lot of us are standing around looking crazy. But this is how commerce works. Commerce gives some of us the edge, the know, the wherewithal, and then it goes to the mass consumers. And I'm gonna try to be nice to y'all today because I don't have a lot of nice things to say about people who mindlessly consume anything. I guess I could be happier if you were mindlessly consuming the products that I create instead of mindlessly consuming what is massively distributed and popular and poorly poorly created at this point. Look at Amazon, the quality of Amazon's products. Um, Temu and all of these massively created products that are poorly crafted, and we're still purchasing them, and the prices are overwhelmingly expensive. But you don't want to buy real art from real artisans. That's what being told. But this is the funny thing. This is where it gets interesting. Um, we don't have these conversations with white people. I'm not saying white people don't not buy amazing things. I'm saying I have had the least resistance doing business with other people besides my people. You don't want to pay for this. You don't want to pay for that. You want to run from the bills that you owe. I'm not going to say nobody's name, but some of y'all in Atlanta might know somebody owes me some money right now. And I could sue his ass for the little pennies that he owes. But God takes care of it. But we're talking about a whole level of open-mindedness that should be coming from people who created these amazing products and services and advancements in technology. And we are the most critical and judgmental and least open to imagination and difference. Is that because of the fact that we've been so scorned and scoffed at? Is that the reason why you are the least open to the differences and the variations that we have? In my history as a creative person on this planet, I've always been scoffed. I've always been the eyeball. I've always been the one to do or want to do things differently and to be looked at as the eyeball. I was the Lisa Bonet of my family. Period. And that's where we are again. Like, we at this moment when super uniqueness is cool, and then all of a sudden it goes to commercialism. And look at Puffy. Puffy is not a wordsmith. He's a businessman. The corniest, under attractive on the planet Earth. All of a sudden he pops up and he's the most popular. I'm not doing all this with y'all today. I'm leaving. I like this. I don't know what's going to happen with it. It's supposed to be a rough, but I need to get this energy out. And I have to, sometimes I sit on the sofa and I stare at these, and it makes me feel better about the other tasks that I have to do, the things that are a part of adulting that I'm not so excited about. So we're not that different in that way. It's hard to let it go because it's doing some things that I like. Of course, painting on canvas and managing how the paint and the ink will be received by the canvas is a whole different realm. This while I sit and wait to see if I get this opportunity based on an inquiry from my website. I guess I should be proud to say that my website has garnered some SEO interest and interest. I'm sleepy. Now it's going the wrong way. So it's like there are times when you cannot paint. You can paint on the wall, but sometimes you can't quite draw on it. I don't like how these little. It's artistic, but it's not perfect like I would want it to be. But this is me on craft paper, simple craft paper, and look how cool that is to me. I don't know. I don't care what you like. It's not. This is. It's personal. It's personal in this way. It's personal because it's what I have to do to get free to do the other things that I need to do. It's professional because the goal is to start to get shows and commissions and things of that nature. Thank you. I wanted to make sure that he was in his litter box. Um, I want to work with some kids. I want to work with some creative adults. You might consider this playing all day, but this is a part of what somebody is doing for their living. And it's always been a dream of mine to be able to bring my art to the world in a capacity. And so this is another level of artistry. I have to do this. So that's that for today. I'm gonna tinker at it. It's more design. I love it. I do. Let's go in so you can see details. It's fun. 17 minutes. Too useless.